Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Believe TV. So today we have a very special guest here, Emma. She was named all league honorable during her junior year at Byron Hills High School, and she was also named team captain for her senior campaign. As a senior, a uh, she also earned all section honors and was the team's most valuable player.
Yeah.
Um, and now she plays at Ithaca College and is majoring in television and radio. How are you doing, Emma?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
No problem. So, so was there any pressure going into college, like knowing that like you were such a valuable asset to Byron Hills soccer?
I wouldn't call it pressure. It was more excitement. I loved
Yeah.
Byram soccer. It was like a huge family, especially because of the legacy that had come years and years before me. So I loved playing for Byram. I loved all the different coaches I had, all the connections I made. And it was really, really cool going into college, knowing that I had the whole Byram family behind me. I get texts every once in a while from old teammates and old coaches checking in. So there was definitely a tiny bit of pressure, because you want to reach everyone's expectations, but it was less pressure, more excitement.
Yeah, for sure. So, so how did you get like first introduced to soccer and like sports, like I said?
Yeah, so I honestly don't remember a time I wasn't playing soccer. I feel like I've been playing soccer since I could talk. My earliest memory, I'm a goalkeeper, and I really did not want to be a goalkeeper at all. But I had a coach that had told me that he really liked how I played in goal when I was really young. I want to say 8 or 9.
Wow.
And I told him I would not play goalie whatsoever. It was not an option. And I made a deal with him. He was English, that if he came back from a trip from England with pink goalie gloves, like bright pink, hot pink goalie gloves, then I would play. And I went home and I was telling my mom, there's no way he's going to come home with those. I'm never going to have to play goalie. And then he came home from England and he had them.
Oh
So I
wow.
didn't really have much of a choice. I have many pictures in those pink gloves, but from there it was kind of soccer. I also skied and played lacrosse and a couple other sports here and there, but
Yeah,
soccer was always the sport that I loved playing.
that's great. So, so how did like what was your journey like to becoming a college soccer player?
Yeah, so it was pretty stereotypical of the basic college athletic recruitment experience. I played in high school, loved it, started playing for several different clubs throughout my middle school and high school career, and found a fit in Connecticut Football Club. And I was super lucky that my coaches there really helped me in the recruiting process. And I always had a bit of a pro and con list between going Division 1, going Division 3, and ultimately decided that what I wanted to study would be a lot more beneficial had I been in a Division 3 program. So my coach at CSC actually had played at Ithaca, and he put the idea in my head. My mom put the idea in my head, and I wasn't very much on board with Ithaca at first, and then it kind of just started becoming a place that I was really excited to go once I visited, and I met with the coach. I really loved the program, and so yeah, that was just kind of the basic process of that.
Nice, nice. So, so who's your role model to becoming the person and a soccer player you are today?
So I really, really have a lot of different role models on a personal basis. I mean, my mom, my grandmother have always been my role models when it comes to being the person I am. When it comes to being the athlete, I've always looked up to Ashlyn Harris. She's a goalkeeper on the U.S. women's national team. And she's always been one of the second, third string goalkeepers. She's fought really hard to keep her spot on the team, but she also has a lot of programs off the field that help people who don't necessarily know how to find their identity or are struggling with mental health issues. And she's really put her voice and her opinion out there and had really positive effects on my life personally and a lot of people my age. So as an athlete, I've always wanted to be like her. Our play is kind of similar. I'm obviously not at her level, but I like to think that some of the things I do come from watching her videos and watching her play. So I would say she's my role model overall. And then, I mean, the whole U.S. women's national team right now and growing up were people that I could look up to. So I was lucky to grow up in an age where they were getting more publicity.
That's great. That's great. So, So how do you believe in yourself on and off the field?
How do I believe in myself?
Yeah, like on and off the field, like
So on the field, being a goalkeeper, you have to be confident. I mean,
yeah,
they always say that goalkeepers are people who definitely have something that's a little off if they can stand in a goal and let people shoot at them. And I don't know, it's always been the adrenaline for me. I don't really think much on the field. It's a lot more of a quiet confidence in yourself that I think every goalie has. My favorite thing to do is PKs. I don't know why. A lot of goalkeepers would disagree.
yeah.
Um, I love PKs because it's really just there's no one else I can blame but myself. And that's a really weird way of looking at it. But for me personally, I don't know. I've always loved the adrenaline of it and thrived off of that. And then off the field, I've always been a pretty outgoing person. I love talking, as many people know. And I want to pursue something in broadcasting going forward. So having a confidence in that is just as important as having a confidence as an athlete, because if I'm not confident in my performance in front of a camera, then it shows to the audience and it shows to the people watching. So it's really been that quiet confidence and finding the balance between cocky and confidence, and not getting to always knowing that there's something I can do better. I think that's what I always have in the back of my mind, but that also leads to me being confident enough to know what I'm able to do and what my abilities are.
Okay, so like basically like so how you said like your favorite like moment as being a goalkeeper is during the PKs. So like what was the question? So like so how do you like stay like in the zone like
Compose.
like
Um,
so when like someone's like staying like what is it 20 feet like
yeah.
something
I
like
I honestly couldn't tell you. I wish there was something I did that like I could give this great advice. For some reason, I've just always been very confident and composed when it comes to PKs. I think it's because I know it's such a simple, I really break it down to I'm either going to save it or I'm not. And there's no other option. So a big part of PKs is psyching the kicker out, the shooter out, I should say. And my way of doing that is I don't think about them. I do this thing where I step back into the goal before I step up to the line, and I keep my head down until the ref blows the whistle. Like I try not to look at them. I try not to give them the satisfaction of seeing anything other than complete confidence in myself, which isn't always how I feel, but I like portraying that on the outside. Um, I I really don't. I feel like I kind of black out during PKs, and I'm
yeah
kind of just like this is. I don't really remember. I watched a video of me making a PK save last year, and I get up and I kind of am like, okay, that was cool. I saved it, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh my god, I saved it. Like it doesn't really hit me until
yeah
afterwards. Um, but I don't know. I've always just really loved them.
wow that's
Yeah, weird.
interesting so also would there be anything that you would like to share with the viewers that I'm going to post
Um, just be positive about everything going on right now. Obviously, it's not ideal, but sports is going to be back. I promise. It'll be back at some point. And I think when it does come back, it's just really important to support your local teams, support your professional teams, and just have fun and love the sports that are going to happen. So, thank you so much for having me. I really looked forward to it, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad I got to see you again.
no problem man thank you for joining the show Emma
Of course. Thank you.
thank you